Welcome to the Man United show. We are live and I can see the comment section is popping already. A lot of disgruntled Manchester United fans ready to air their grievances right now after the 1-1 draw against Everton. Andros Townsend out there doing a better suit than Cristiano Ronaldo. I apologise, people. My co-host Nathan Elliott is not pleased right now. How you doing, Nathan?
Not bad. My sound's gone quiet again, so somehow I have to kind of listen right in and turn on my back ears. Flipping it.
It sounds all right from our end. From our end, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's fine for you. The minute we go live, I can't hear you properly.
All right, you got to squint. That's how they do it. All right. In the comments section, I know you're there already. We got Garth in here, we got Paul in here, we got Steve K in here. What's everyone saying? How are they feeling? Are they upset? What's the reasonings? Let's get straight to it. Nathan, what's your feelings on the game? Give us a rundown of the game quickly. 1-1 draw.
First of all, obviously very surprising starting lineup. Very surprising to see Martial on the left, no Cristiano. Oh my gosh. But you see no Cristiano in a game where we've got no game for 2 weeks. And Cristiano not playing, and he's our top scorer with 5 in 5. I was thinking, listen, we need to... When I looked at the team, all I thought was, wait a minute. There's no players from this pre-season that we bought in this team. No new players. It's just the old team. So I'm just thinking, oh, man... I know we beat them last year, but I'm not sure. But I was thinking, you know what? Right, Martial is out on the left. That way, I prefer to see him out on the left than in up front anymore. So that was good in terms of, let's see if we can get him to up his game and get better, give him some game time. But see Fred and McTominay again. We're thinking, let's keep it tight. Obviously, he's playing Lindelof, so I expect Fred and McTominay in there. But I did expect us to move the ball quickly. And that's what I did see. I saw us moving it very quickly, looking pretty good. But again, looking like AJ. Like, you're trying to play the boxing game, and you know you got to go in there for the kill. But if you go in there for the kill, you're going to get popped. That's what we looked like. We were going in there for the kill, and we're getting popped. That's what happened.
But Man United cannot be scared of going in for the kill and worrying about being hit on the counter. Surely that's not... That's not what your worry should be.
Exactly. But when we're playing the players that we're playing, you have to. That's going to happen. That's just the way it is. We know that's how it is. Unless Ole decides to say, you know what, I'm just picking the best team here. Bailly's got to play. If I'm going to play this kind of football and I'm going out attack, I need players that can defend one-on-one and not look scared. This is the thing, yeah? When you see Damari Gray running at Lindelof, no disrespect to Lindelof. He's a 7 out of 10 for me. He doesn't really do anything glaringly wrong, but he's just not at them levels. You see him running at him. Do you think, yeah, Lindelof's going to take him here? He's going to stop him. What's he think he's going to do? No, you're worried. You're sitting there going, I hope he just stops him. I hope. When Bailly's there, you're like, come on then. Come on. And when Varane's there, it's like, go on then. Try something. Try to do something. That's what you want to put in their minds. They don't even try and take you on when you're that kind of player there. But when you're like that, they know they can get at you. And when Andros Townsend at the end of the game says, we're disappointed we didn't come away with 3 points, that's taking a mick. That's taking a mick.
There is. At Old Trafford, and he knows what he was doing there as well. He knows he was leaving a little bit of a rubbing the salt in the wounds. He knew it. He knew exactly what to do.
The Sue. What's he playing at?
Terrible.
The most poorest ever copy of
it was terrible. Your foot was flying everywhere. If you're going to do it, bruv, if you're going to do it, you best do it properly. Like, if you're going to copy someone else's celebration, you best do it properly. It was terrible.
He had his arms down before he landed.
It was terrible. His feet were all over the place. Like, if he'd have got like 2 scorecards coming up, 1, 0, disqualification. It was awful. Ruined a good goal.
Man.
I tell you what, yeah, 1.8 million for Damari Gray. What's Brendan Rodgers playing at?
This is what I thought all along.
Did I miss something? He was
every time
brilliant.
Every time he played Leicester, I was like, this guy's dangerous. But he never played. He's always on the bench. Yep. And then when he got to Everton, that's why if you looked in my predictions for the season, I was saying Everton, they've got a team. Like, remember when I said Everton are going to be up there? And you goes, no, Arsenal will be higher. I'm telling you, Everton, even without Calvert-Lewin, and even without Richarlison, they're looking dangerous. Like, Townsend is in my dream team for a reason as well. So, them boys are good. But again, we should be way better than them. We should be superior by miles, especially at Old Trafford. But we're not. We're playing the game and they're getting better chances than us again. And then we got the goal. Okay, great. We went 1-0 up. But again, I'm looking at this going, why are we looking so shaky? Why are we looking like we can't handle a second string Everton team? A Villa. That's now another team added to our list of teams that are just playing better than us. They were more decisive than us. They didn't have all of the ball. We had most of the ball in the first half. We looked okay. Fred actually looked good for me. I was like, you know what? Fred's doing okay. And then I was thinking, is he doing okay because they're not actually pressuring him? Or is he just doing okay? You know?
So which was it?
He got out of it, moving it quick. No, he was doing all right. Yeah. The only problem was he didn't foul Gray. And he didn't get bounced off the ball either. He bounced Gray, and Gray was already goal side. So he bounced him, and he bounced forward, and he bounced backwards. So they both bounced each other, but he kept going. And what's his name? Obviously, he stood on his feet still. So he didn't get dashed on the floor. It was just the fact of you should have just fouled him.
Yeah.
And that was the only mistake that I saw Fred do. But so for me, I'm not having it as Fred played bad today. I'm having Fred played well. He played okay, but then he made that mistake, which was a big mistake of not fouling. If you get what I mean.
But it's another game at home where you've got two defensive midfielders, and you come out the game only scoring one goal. What's the point? What's the point in having your two defensive midfielders and you're only coming out the game scoring one goal?
Do you know what the point is? Because Ollie knows if he picks the team that he wants to pick, he has to have Fred and McTominay in there. I've said it a million times. If you don't put Bailly in there and say, to hell with this favoritism, I'm picking my best team, you cannot play one CDM. You just can't. And still we're not good enough with the two CDMs anymore. Why is this happening? Why are we not good enough with the two CDMs?
That's 9 games in a row at home without a clean sheet. Does Ollie need to start being worried?
We all need to start being worried. We're all like wondering how the hell we're stuttering and we ain't even played any big teams yet. What's going to happen this month? Have you seen our next 5-6 games? It's a scary, scary sight. Scary sight. We've got Leicester. I think we've got Chelsea.
Atalanta,
got City,
Liverpool, Leicester.
Atalanta, we've got Liverpool.
Tottenham, Man City. Minor respite. Watford away. Villarreal, Chelsea,
well, every team
Arsenal.
Tough. No, I'm telling you now, we could come away from that with no points. And it is very dangerous. The way we're playing, we could easily come away with no points. I hope we don't, obviously. I hope Ollie gets it right. But I don't know what he's got to do other than put Van der Beek in. I was sitting there today. Here's one of the things I was looking at. Fred was playing okay, defensive midfield. He's blocking a few things, he's moving it quick. McTominay wasn't really doing enough. Like, it was a bit too slow. It's not fluid. And I'm like, I'm sure, Van der Beek could do that job in there as the second man, just slightly ahead of Fred. Let Fred sweep everything, just pop it quickly, nice and short. But then Van der Beek could surely have been in there instead of McTominay there for this one. I'm quite sure of it, and we would have kept the ball a lot better. That's what I was hoping. I just hope Ollie just plays him. You know, he has to play him. We've got better midfielders. Play him. Play Matic. He's come on and shown you what he can do. Don't tell me that 10 minutes has made it so he can't play Saturday. He only played for 10 minutes on Wednesday. Get him on the field. The quality's there. Let him play. When he gets tired, then bring on your Fred. Them two should be just swapping between each other and make the most of whatever we've got at the moment in defensive midfield. And then look at buying one. A Verratti type player. Try and get Verratti. I know he probably won't come, obviously. He's at PSG with the big boys. But that's the kind of player we need. Otherwise, what chance you got? No chance.
I mean, he didn't do, as you said earlier, he didn't really give himself sort of a leg to stand on when you've started out with no Pogba. Okay, Sancho's not been on great form, but the man who scored 5 in 5 so far, Cristiano Ronaldo, and you, as you also said, 2 weeks off, international break. Why not just play him?
You know what? The hard thing is look, he picked a team. These players should still be able to win the game, and they didn't. This is it. So even if we say, listen, play Cristiano, some people are saying rest Cristiano because he's been playing too often. We can't keep burning him out. People are saying that. So you're always going to get that. I don't want to get into the mode of he should have played this player and this player and this. Look, there's glaring things that you can say he should not have done. But every manager's, someone's going to be saying you shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that after the game when they can see what's happened. For me, you don't need to play 2 defensive midfielders. But if you play Lindelof, you're going to play 2 defensive midfielders. That's just the way it is. We had enough there to win. But like I say, it's a thing of we have to just do something special or we're not going to win the game. And you can't rely on that.
Was Cavani a bit of a letdown today?
No, it wasn't really him. He worked hard. But the thing is, he didn't really get great service. Like, Shaw didn't put many balls in. Wan-Bissaka put one great ball in. And it was, unluckily, it fell to Martial, who just jumped and then he just headed it just nowhere. So that was one where you go, I just wish Cavani was on the end. Then Cavani got one from Fred, who put the ball in lovely on his head. And he's tried to get power. Keeper saved it. That was a great one as well. So to be fair, he done well and he was doing well. And then when he came off, obviously it wasn't as, what Cavani's like. He's pressuring everyone. He's doing what he needs to do. He's working real hard. That makes a massive difference. So yeah, I think Sancho came on and started looking even better again. This was an open game. Like I said before, the game where it was screaming out for Sancho to play, where it was open end-to-end stuff. This is one of the ones where it would have been lovely for him to start this kind of game. He would have really made things happen because he was being decisive and he was running at people and he was working harder and stuff. So I like that. I really did like that from him. So there's more. So
some plus points for when he came on then?
Yeah, it was a plus point for him coming on. I really did like that. But to be honest, man, I'm just looking at the game. I was enjoying it more. This is what's funny. The last 2 games, I've enjoyed it a lot more than the games before because we're moving it quickly now. Maybe Cristiano told everyone, listen, you got to move the ball quick. Because I've seen it in the papers that it's saying about we need to move it quick so I can, don't let the defenders, get in their positions. We got to make, capitalize while they're trying to change back into position. And we've been doing that. But again, it's like that's all he said to do so far. So we're getting slowly there. We got to get there a lot quicker.
Then where's the missing link then between the strikers and if you're saying the ball's getting moved a lot quicker, then how comes there's no link up with the strikers? How comes the strikers aren't getting the right amount of chances?
First of all, we ain't fluid in getting in them positions to cross balls in. Yeah. We're not fluid in bang, 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 overlap, cross, goal. We're not like that. Where little jink stuff, it's not really amazing stuff. Then secondly, you've got McTominay, who he done okay, but like I'm saying, there's levels to this. And Donny van der Beek in there, he's levels ahead when it comes to that position. He's a specialist in that position. Not the defensive one, the middle one, the Herrera middle. That's the kind of position Van der Beek could have taken up today. Would have been an extra attacking player who could get himself in the box, and we would have done a lot better. Donny needs to play. Donny van der Beek is the man. And that's why I said, even if it's Pogba, remember how many times have I said, we probably need Matic and Donny in there. And I'm thinking, okay, then where does Pogba go? But I know that's probably my best midfield. in terms of what they're going to do for me. So forget about names and who's the better player. What's Man United's best team? Matic and probably Donny, because he's the best at linking up play from midfield to attack. And he's the best at flicking things around the corner and thinking outside the box like Herrera used to do. McTominay is telegraphed. Every single pass is telegraphed. You can see everything he's going to do. He looks at you. There you go, have it. Looks at you. There you go. It's like you know what he's going to do. And he doesn't spray enough balls left to right and stuff. He hasn't got that in the locker. So it's all just short, standard passing stuff. He keeps it, but it's not going to cut you open, if you get what I mean. We need Donny in there. We've got him. He was at Ajax. He's a Champions League player. Get him in there. Simple now. I'm actually having to say stuff now, like get him in there.
But what missing link? Name is Donny van der Beek. What has he done to not get game time? Was this game crying out for him today?
It's always crying out for him, to be fair. But it's about he's got a problem, Ollie. He's brought in far too many players, and too many players he's got to keep happy, and you can't keep them all happy. You're just not going to be able to. But at least play the team that's going to be the most balanced, please. And then just swap player for player, like for like, in the right positions. Because now Rashford's back. Rashford will be back now after the international break. Now what? You've got another player in the mix. Who's going to play now? You've got to play Cavani. You've got to play Greenwood. You've got to play Cristiano. You've got to play Rashford. You've got to get him back in. Martial's just scored. You've got to play him. Who are you going to play now? We've got a problem. Because if he tries to fit them all in and ruins the balance of the team doing so, we're going to lose plenty games. We need to get the balance right and forget about fitting them all in. If Cristiano has to sit down one game, he has to sit down one game for Cavani to come in. If Greenwood's playing well up front, he needs to play up front. If he's not doing so well, bring Cristiano on. If Cristiano's playing really well all the time, keep him on up front. Same thing on the right. Sancho, you play on the right, lad. If you're not playing well, you're coming off Greenwood, you can come on the right. I want to see Rashford always on the left. I want to see Martial always on the left and people fighting it out for them actual position. I want to see Pogba fighting it out for that middle position with Donny. That's the position that he should be fighting. McTominay, Donny, Pogba. That position is a McTominay, Donny, and Pogba. The defensive midfield is a Fred or Matic. That's it. It's a Fred or Matic. The defense is Bailly and Varane for me. You know, that's it. If you're going to play like one defensive and then one player like that, that's how we get to go forward, and that's how we stop people scoring goals. Simple. Well, there's nothing more to it.
There's a lot to dissect, and we're definitely going to have to carry this on in the Man United show next week. Let's get on to the player ratings. Let's start with David De Gea.
Didn't do much wrong, but didn't do really anything either at the same time. So, you know, the standard six, he wasn't bad, so I'm not going to bring him down to a 5. I think I start off at like a 6. Anyone that's just playing the game and not done anything bad or good, they stay at a 6. And then if they did okay, they'll go to a 7. If they did really bad, they'll go down. So let's go.
All right. Before we carry on, let's hit that like and subscribe, people. If you're watching on Twitter, make sure you come over to the Transfer Exchange or the Man United show on KS1 TV and smash that subscribe button. All right. Aaron Wan-Bissaka back for the first time in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, he did. For me, he did okay. Defensively sound as always. Blocked a lot of things, and one time he even did a little drop shoulder. And
I saw that. Where's that every week? Where's that every week?
That's what I'm saying. So he's got it in the locker. Well, at times he's got it in the locker, but that was it for the rest of the game. Like, he didn't do nothing more going forward. Didn't even do link-up play to go forward. That brought him into a position where defensively sound 7s, but I think he's more like in and around the 6 area because he only did the one thing. Defensively was sound, but not amazing. So I'm going to.
But you want more. You want more from him. You like.
We need more.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka's a top defender, but from your fullbacks, especially the modern day fullbacks, you want to at least have something. You got to have a cross. You got to have drop the shoulder. You can do that. Most people aren't expecting you to do that. So every now and again, drop it. Work on your crossing. It was a nice cross as well.
He was composed on the cross as well. You saw where the man was and thought, look,
just kind of dinked it up, like
lovely.
Kept it in the air. Yeah, it was nice. Luke Shaw.
You know, he had a quiet one. He didn't really do much going forward. He's not been like he was last year, like he ended the year, like he was in England so far. He's been quiet. He's getting a 6 as well, mate. He didn't really do a lot. Didn't do much. And also, for the goal, that was his fault for not. He overcommitted to the left straight away. I felt like the other two was able to handle their midfielder. Mm-hmm. Why did he have to come over and then leave the man on the right? He didn't have to do that. Yeah. I was just watching it thinking, why? Why are you going over there? And Townsend's open. Yes, my dream team. No, it's Man U, though. You know, this is the problem with dream team, you know. When your players score against you, like,
silver lining. Oh, yeah, I'll take that. Really, you're hurting.
No, I hate that, but at least it's my dream team. Yeah. No. It's a little fight between yourself. But that's why my friend don't even play Dream Team, you know. He's like, I'm not playing because I'm going to be cheering on other teams' players.
I forget it. I'll put it on the back burner. It ain't happening. I can't celebrate that. There's no silver lining. Raphael Varane.
Yeah. He did okay, to be fair. He was like the most sound defender in the game. I didn't feel like he was in any trouble ever. I would give him a 7. Again, he played well. He played well. He played all right. And there's nothing that you can say he done wrong. He defended really well when the ball went in the channel.
Yeah.
He blocked some good ones. Even that one where I think it was Wan-Bissaka might have kept the player on and he tried to keep him offside and he got back and still blocked it. So I'm giving him a 7 for that.
Yeah, no, I do remember that.
All over the top a few times and he was able to kind of fend them off and lay it back to the keeper like that.
Settled in very quickly, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Victor Lindelof.
Lindelof, I'm going to give him a 6. I just feel like he doesn't give me that confidence that Varane does or Bailly does when he's coming up against pace or something like that. He didn't do too much wrong, but again,
couple of sprayed balls. I see like a 60-yard diag
over the top. Martial, for Martial, good ball. Yeah, he did play a good ball. I'm gonna give him a 6. All
right, Mr. McTominay.
I'm giving him a 5. I think he could do more. We've seen what he can do when he played against Leeds and stuff. I know it's Leeds and they do play a different way. He probably gets more space and stuff. But if he's in that position, he's got to do that position. He can't just get the ball and, just keep it. I think more is demanded from that position. And he didn't give that more. He just played okay. Didn't do nothing really wrong. But again, for the goal, I was watching it back and even the commentators were saying like Townsend was running and they both started in the same position and McTominay was still a halfway line and Townsend was through on goal. So for me, I'm giving Scott McTominay a 5. I'm giving him a 5.
All right. The other half of Fred.
Yeah. So with Fred, I'm not seeing it with blinkers on. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, look, the guy was playing a 7 up until that mistake happened. He was playing well. He was moving it quick. He was blocking people. I remember they were trying to come at us and he just blocked it and just played it nice. That's all his job is. Win the ball, give it quick and make sure it gets there and keep it whenever it's all in tight areas. I was actually watching with Hawkeye to see if he's going to make any mistakes. He didn't. He's actually playing okay. And then, obviously, the ball comes out for that corner. He should have really ran to it and then played it back to Varane, I think it was. But what he tried to do is he tried to nick it. And then he's tried to nick it back towards where the player was running onto it. So that was a bit weird. And then he's obviously tried to bounce Gray, and then he's bounced Gray forward towards more attacking. So again, it's one of them things where you probably have to take a yellow card there. But maybe he's thinking it's the side, it's a halfway line. There's 2-3 players ahead of him. There's not really that much danger. If Shaw stays where he is, probably don't need to foul him. And
but that's why you do foul him there, because there is no danger. It's not.
Yeah.
You foul him there.
Yeah. So to be fair, he was playing a 7 and he's gone down to a 6, but maybe a 5 just because of the severity of the thing that happened. He might have to lose 2 for that just because he made that mistake. But overall, to be fair, you know what? I'm giving him a 6. I'm not giving him a 4. He didn't play a 4.
Whoa.
And he didn't play low. He didn't play bad. He didn't play
bad.
Well,
we went from a 7, and now you're talking about a 4.
Now, he played bad the other games. You know, all the other games he played, I was like, disgusting. Bad football throughout the whole game. But today, he was popping the ball around okay, man. He was playing all right. And then he should have fouled. That's basically the only thing he should have done is fouled. So I'm not going to kill his whole numbers just because he should have fouled someone. I'm not having it.
All right. Bruno Fernandes.
He was the key man for me. As I said before the game as well, Bruno will be the key man. He actually played really well. He worked hard and he was trying to make... Everything was going through him in the first half, I remember. So Bruno was trying to do everything. I give him a 7. I think he played quite well. I was actually, at the time, obviously, what I do is I look at the players and I'm trying to give them numbers as the game's going on. And then as they do more, I'm trying to up or down their numbers. So I'm just like keeping a fresh understanding. And I was like, at one point, Bruno and Fred are the best 2 players for us at the moment. That's fine. Okay,
Bruno did look sharp.
Yeah. So that's why they both had 7s at the time. But obviously, Fred took it down. And I think Bruno stick with a 7.
All right. Mason Greenwood.
He had an okay first half, So he was up to a 7 kind of because of that ball, that little ball, that reversal into Bruno. And then Bruno, obviously, you know, the good thing about Bruno is he didn't just play that ball into Martial straight away. He actually straightened up, caused the defender to move a bit more in, then laid it. Because if he laid it straight away, he wouldn't have had that time to get the shot and they would have blocked it. Great timing. But it was all about that touch when Greenwood got it off the right. He's cut in and he's seen Bruno and he's played a perfect ball into him with good power on it. Otherwise, again, it would have been cut out by their defensive midfielder. That kind of stuff, people don't realize how important that is. He was playing a 7, but then second half, he didn't really do enough to keep hold of that 7. I'm giving him a 6.
All right. He gets a 6 from Mason Greenwood. Martial comes back, gets his goal. Lovely finish.
Yeah, great finish. I think it got a little deflection while it went in, but he looked better on the left than in up front. He did look to always get on it and then stand the defender up. I did like that, and then he was, playing back sometimes and moving it and trying to make runs off once he passed. I did like that about him, but I want him to run at you more. I want him to get at him more. I think it's like, what we're waiting for Sancho to come back to that form. It's the same with Martial. He did better, and you can see he's probably going to be better out on the left. He didn't do enough to warrant a 7. I think because he got his goal, he deserves a 6. He didn't do enough, but he did well enough. To that, obviously, because he's got his goal, he's done okay. But if he didn't get his goal, we would have been pretty average game, if you get what I mean. But he's got his goal. He did look a lot better for me. But 6.
All right. Edison Cavani.
Cavani worked hard, but nothing really happened for him today. Not much service. Link-up play was okay. At times he did miss. I remember he misplaced a ball way down the line, back off the pitch, and he was trying to lay it off to the defender, and he just banged it. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What's going on there? To be fair, if nothing really happens, he's getting a 6. He worked hard work rate, but he didn't really do much today. Didn't really have much going for him today.
All right, Jadon Sancho.
Sancho comes on and he plays really well. I liked his game today. He took players on. He linked up. His passing was decisive. Only thing was he should have scored that goal when Cristiano back-flicked it to him. And I wanted him to just slot that bottom corner, which I've seen in his highlights for Dortmund many a time. But again, I think that's going to come now. He's got a little bit more confidence now, and he's just going to continue growing. I can see it. And I can see him going on the right now, and I can see Rashford coming back on the left. And then we're really going to look very, very dangerous. So 6 Sancho, yeah, I'll give him a 7 for me.
Encouraging signs.
I'm giving him a 7. I think he played better than Martial, even though Martial scored his goal. He played better. He was more dangerous, more decisive, hard working as well. He was running around a lot more. He gets a 7.
All right, Ronaldo
came on, didn't really do a lot. Did that little flick for Sancho. He didn't really do much. He gets a 6. Mrs. Cavani, you're always going to give him a 10, of course. We know that. We know
I love
no matter what he does.
I love it. 6 for Renault, yeah?
Yeah. And again, there's no point even mentioning Poggers. He didn't really get much time to do much. I think he got a 6 as well. Nothing special. Nothing bad.
All
nothing
right.
special in this game. So
the boss, Ollie,
for picking that team, he's done. You know what? He's picked that team. We've drawn the game. We've not picked who I wanted him to play, who I thought would win the game. We did play some good stuff, but then he brought on the pretty much good players to bring on. But he did go with Fred and McTominay. He didn't need to. I think he deserves a 5/6, 5/6 kind of thing. I think. What am I going to give him? A high 5? Like he's gonna get a. We drew with the second team. He's got a 5. We drew with Everton second string team. He's getting a 5.
What could he have done differently?
What he could have done differently is put Bailly in the team, made us much harder to beat. Put Van der Beek in the team, made us much more fluid, and we would have won the game. But he didn't.
Yeah,
he didn't bring him on either.
This Donny Van der Beek thing is going to be dragged on more and more, and the more Man United lack that spark, that bit of creativity, that bit of fluidness in and around that central midfield, is always going to be questioned. He's obviously doesn't fancy Van der Beek, but if you've not got anyone in there could do a job as good as, then you're going to get criticised until you probably even bring him in.
Look what he's fancying, other than Van der Beek. He's fancying them, and he's talking about, I used to be on the bench. I used to be behind Sheringham, Cole, and York. And that's why he was on the bench. Look at what Donny Van der Beek's behind. That's not fair. He's got to be upset. He has a right to be upset. I'm a Champions League player, was playing all the time, got so far to, what is it, semi-finals? And then an inch away from getting to the finals, being one of their main men. And now we can't get in this team that can't beat mid-table teams in the league. Come on, man. It's not fair. It's not fair. He must be so upset every week watching the game going, I know I can give more to this team. The team hasn't got it. Why am I not playing? I just can't understand it. Ollie, what are you saying to me?
That's going to be the most frustrating thing, where you can see in front of you that, and he's not dissing his fellow teammates. It's just he feels he could bring something else to the team, something different to what they're bringing, and he can.
Exactly. I'm going to tell you the conversation that would be a brutally honest conversation between him and Ollie. Gaffer, why am I not playing? Listen, mate, I'm playing Maguire. I can't play you when Maguire's playing because he needs more people to help him. And then if Lindelof's playing, I also need to play 2 defensive midfielders. Now, I don't want to play Bailly because I want to play them 2. So then I have to play Fred and McTominay. So you're not going to play, mate. Sorry. When Bailly plays, when Bailly plays, I can put you in. I can afford him to go one-on-one with whoever it is, Vardy, whoever, but I can't afford for these boys to go one-on-one. I'm going to get my arse felt. We're going to get torn 4-5-0, 6-0. You're going to be playing. And then I'll be like, I've got to play them. I've promised them they'll play ahead of Bailly. I just promised them. I don't know why, but I've promised them. I don't get why Bailly is not getting minutes. He's not even getting minutes. Why is Lindelof ahead of him? What, because he can pass the ball from the back? Or do we want to defend better and then put on a Van der Beek who can actually do something more from a bit further up the pitch?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
All right. Time is up, but we will definitely be talking about this in the Man United show next week. Make sure you join us so you can have your say. We'll make sure it's extended one because it needs to be. It needs to be.
You're right.
It seems to be the same problems. You're conceding goals and you're not creating enough. All right.
Now we got to wait 2 weeks.
No, you got to wait 2 weeks. You didn't want that. But you didn't lose. Yeah,
but we got to wait 2 weeks. We're not top of the league, man. We're going to be top of the league today, even after all the nonsense from the start of the season. We're not top anymore. Liverpool going to play. They're going to be points ahead of us. Everyone's going to be points ahead of us.
All right. While Nathan consoles himself for the next 2 weeks, yeah, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Make sure you follow us on all the platforms. Make sure you're following the Twitter account, the Man United _show. Plenty of great content on there. We've got ex-pros retweeting. They're loving it. All right. Make sure you hit the follow. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Peace out, people. Stay safe and wash your hands.